Hey guys, so Bitcoin finally hit 26 mark, and this time it looks serious due to some major factors from traditional finance. So I've been surfing the net and found exciting thoughts on the Cryptos Are Us channel. Okay, so what made BTC rise over 26k mark? Where is the current bull market high? Will US banks continue to vanish? And lastly, is the printing machine turned on again? Okay, so if you don't know who Cryptos Are Us is the popular crypto blogger who regularly holds live streams with Q&A sessions. During his streams, George reviews the biggest events from crypto in traditional markets, especially on the US. So in my opinion, the info from the March 14th was essential for any person interested in Bitcoin or the crypto market overall. So let's get straight to the recap. Okay, so George started with the inflation news. The US inflation decreased by 0.4% in comparison to February. So it is quite good and now is at 6%, mostly due to reduction in prices of fuel oil, used cars, gas service, and medical care. In general, he took this inflation decrease positively, so do I. It's hard for markets to grow during the interest hike period. The faster we get to the desired 2%, the better it will be for all markets, including crypto. As for the interest rate bump, Cryptos Are Us expects there is a good chance of no increase in March. Due to the bank crisis, Fed may not bump interest rates to see how will the economy react to this. Still, the maximum bump is 25 base points. So I got the feeling that the increase will take its place to speed up deflation. And by the way, we have our own thoughts on the interest rates, how it works, and affects crypto. So make sure to check it out. Okay, next, he also gave an update on the banking sector. So, against the background of the fall of several large banks in the US, including Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, the government had to take active actions to bail them out. Fed has introduced a new facility that turns back to the received loans to cover obligations to customers, and this again launches a printing press and disperses inflation. Since Fed has access to the printing machine, this cycle will be repeated, and the current bankruptcy of banks is far from the last. This is what George believes. I also think that bailout of sinking banks is no good, but if Fed won't do that now, well, many others will go down by the domino principle. So it is a controversial decision. So in one hand, you incentivize banks to do whatever they want to due to unlimited loans, and on the other hand, if you don't do this, the situation will only get worse. Finally, he went to Bitcoin and crypto to the market. Today alone, the BTC price has gained 10%. And this is not an accident. And George has shown several charts confirming this idea based on the historical data in previous cycles. According to these charts, BTC will rise either to 34k or in the 40 or 50k zone. But the most important thing is that Binance announced the purchase of BTC, ETH, and BNB for $1 billion. But the money is still on their wallet, which means that we can't expect a boost to like 28 to 30k in the coming days. The only thing that I can add here is we didn't see substantial bounces during this bearish cycle, so perhaps it's time to see one. The next major thing he focused on was short liquidation, as there were a lot of them today. So over 100 million worth of shorts were wiped off from the market just in an hour. That's actually good and will probably continue, thanks George. So we've seen way too many long squeezes, and it's about time we see some good old short squeezes. Next, George gave his own prediction about the Bitcoin movement in the foreseeable future. So BTC successfully broke through previous heights at 25k mark between August 22 and February 23. So we were at 28k mark before one of the black swans, and there is a gap to close. In short term, we can definitely reach 28 or 30k mark by the end of this week if this momentum continues. Okay, next he continued with Q&A, and I like to cover only the most interesting questions. Okay, so one sub messaged that lines are still long at First Republic Bank, but they were not as bad as Saturday. And next he says managed to buy FRC stocks at $19.50. So Cryptosaurus answered he is not long for bank stocks after the masquerade with SVB. And he asked, why should anyone buy bank stocks? The legacy financial system that needs to be bailed out by Fed all the time. And instead of that, it's more logical to buy BTC, Ethereum, and other cryptos. Okay, next, someone asked about XRP. And the answer was that Ripple has a pretty good chance to win their case against SEC, and if they do, XRP will rally hard. Okay, next, one user asked about Peter Schiff's reaction to the BTC rally and in turn into something more interesting. So George said that Peter already said something like, don't be so excited about the Bitcoin rally. And after, he called gold a good store for value, but a terrible investment that no longer appreciates. So it can be compared to a stablecoin. If you want to put your money into gold as value storage, well, it is good, but if you want to use it as a hedge against inflation, well, this idea sounds horrible and it's better to continue with Bitcoin. Next, he switched to CoinMarketCap and noted that BTC dominance has risen 2%, and also explained why this is bad for alts. When building an idle portfolio, you don't want to go light with Bitcoin. But there are times when BTC outperforms everything, and we're exactly in such a period. So if BTC outperforms everything and you have a lot of alts, the conversion ratio to BTC is decreasing because your altcoins can keep pace. That's why he recommended not to go light on Bitcoin, as during rallies, it outperforms everything, and during weak times, it remains strong. All I can add here is to hold at least 50% of your portfolio in BTC during the bull cycle and around like 80% in cash during the bearish one. Okay, the next question was, why do you prefer L1s over utility tokens such as GRT, Anchor, and Link? These tokens wouldn't exist without something like Ethereum. So you better prioritize something fundamental. Okay, so next, some users said we will never see BTC at 50K mark again. Yeah, Cryptosaurus think this possibility is very low, maybe 0.1%. Well, unless something global and really bad happens on the macro level. For now, the bank crisis will continue and will push more people towards BTC, so the future is kind of sort of bright. Okay, the next question was when it's time to take profits. And he answered that, of course, it's up to the user, but the portfolio should have 25 or 35% in cash. So if this figure drops when your portfolio is growing, maybe it's time. Well, of course, no one gets hurt taking profits. A great phrase to end today's video. Okay guys, so I'd like to hear from you in the comments below if today's video was up to your liking and if we should continue with this format. So thanks for that. And as already said, we didn't see a bounce to 40K or at least 30K after dropping to the bottom. So this rally may be the one that we all expected for almost a year. So again, thanks for watching, like this one, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.